Hi class, today we're going to be going over the Pythagorean Theorem. I think you all should remember this by now, but here's a little clip of it. The Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Alright, let's jump right into this and start with the problem. Alright, so the problem given to us on our problem sheet is the question that follows. A 35-foot ladder is leaning against the side of a building and is positioned such that the base of the ladder is 21 feet from the base of the building. How far above the ground is the point where the ladder touches the building? Alright, so we're going to set this up and we'll start on our way to solving it. What's interesting to note about this part of our problem is that when we were on the second step here, which says, now we may substitute our hypotenuse and one side length into the equation, we put it as follows: a squared plus 21 feet squared equals 35 feet squared. As we know from our problem, we had the triangle like this. We had one side x, one side 21 feet, and one side 35 feet. And we'd already noted that the 35 feet was the hypotenuse, of course, because it's directly across from the hypotenuse, like we noted there. But when you're deciding what to put in for a squared and b squared, like a squared is here and b squared is here, it doesn't really matter which one you would have put 21 feet in for. You could have put it in for this part of the equation right here as your a squared, or you can choose b squared. A and b in the Pythagorean theorem are always going to be the two side lengths. You can switch those. We're going to use our handy dandy TI-83 here to punch in these numbers. We had a squared plus 21 feet squared equals 35 feet squared. So let's just go ahead and see what 21 feet squared is. So we're going to take 21, and we can either use this square function right here, or we can do times 21. So we're going to go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. We get 441. So 441 feet equals, now we're going to evaluate for 35 squared. So let's go ahead and do that, 35, and let's use the square function this time, which was right over there, as you can see. Let's press enter, and bam, okay, so we have 1,225 feet. Alright, so now we're left with this. So as we can see here, we're almost done. It's been a pretty short process actually solving this problem. Okay, so up here we see that we worked through this problem once we found those numbers on our calculator. We used a little bit of our algebra skills from way back. We go a squared plus 441 feet equals 1,225 feet. You're going to subtract 441 feet from both sides, and that leaves you a squared equals 784 feet. Alright, so pretty much the last step to solving this problem is going to be to do the opposite of square, which is taking the square root of both sides. So we're going to do that, and we'll have solved our problem. Alright class, so this was just our last step right here. We took the square root of both sides of the equation, and we ended up finding out that the ladder touches the building at a point that is 28 feet above the ground. This concludes our little problem on the Pythagorean Theorem. Hope you guys will continue to do some more problems on this and review them before we have our test. Bye!